Hey, how's it going, Heretics? James here. So at Maelstrom Wargaming today, let's see, they got their objective markers right there. Boom. So, and we're playing an RTT. So they're setting up. As you can see, everybody's just kind of doing their thing. And hi, Josh. Josh wanted to make weird faces on camera. And yeah, they're still finishing setting up the table. So I will go over my list, and then yeah, we'll get to getting. Okay, here's today's list. So today, I took a battalion of Death Guard, a battalion of Chaos Space Marines, and then a Supreme Command of Thousand Suns. So for the Supreme Command, we have Ahriman. We have a Terminator Sorcerer of Tzeentch, Thousand Suns. I spent 2 CP to give him the Cult of Magic Warlord trait and the Cult of Magic Relic. This is my Warlord. He's the Demon Prince. And he's got the Helm of Command and High Magister Warlord traits. So that's the Supreme Command of Thousand Suns. Then we have the so Alpha Legion Slanesh battalion. So obviously it's got 3 units of cultists just because they're super cheap, right? And I've got a Terminator Lord with Power Fist. So that's this dude right here. Sorry. So Terminator Lord with Power Fist right there. Then we have a Terminator Jump Lord with Claws and I gave him Flames of Spite and spent a CP for Rapacious Talons. So basically I've spent 4 CP in this list to make 3 Super Warlords. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun, hopefully. And then 3 Obliterators, obviously Mark Slanesh. And then for the Death Guard, we have 46 Poxwalkers. We have Typhus, Necrosius, and 3 Plague Burst Crawlers. So it should be a lot of fun. If anything, it's a lot of bodies and holding a lot of objectives. So we'll see what happens. Round 1, playing against my buddy Jeremy Knox. Hi, Jeremy.
Hey, how's it going?
So Jeremy is he goes to a bunch of tournaments, and he brought his wonderful Iron Hands with a crap load of Centurions that are actually all combated squatted, 3 apiece. So he's deployed. I'm going second. So this is how I've deployed with the Obliterators and stuff in reserve. And yeah, we'll let Jeremy get his turn going. So got to get the handshake going.
Game, sir.
All right, and we'll check in the middle. All right, so we are going into turn 4, or was it 5? Turn 4. 4. We're going into turn 4. So yeah, Jeremy's got a few cents left. He's got 6 here in the middle. He's got Pharaohs, that guy, a squad here, and that's it. And I've basically got just these Poxwalkers, a single character here. My Blitz are up here. A couple PVCs left, and then my Mighty Sorcerer that took that objective all by himself. So yeah, so it's a close game. I'm winning by 2, but let's go into Jeremy's turn. Oh, we didn't get it on the camera.
Great game, buddy.
So I'll film it and then we'll get your thoughts, man. So great game. Kind of boiled down to he was finally able to finish off my sorcerer that was killing everything in the backfield. His Centurions finally got over here. He started making a lot of saves. Like Plague Burst Crawlers were trying to peel him off. Finally, he started controlling these objectives, and it kind of boiled down to the end of the game was 25-30 in his favor. Kind of boiled down to the fact he was able to start securing this objective, which gave him the bonus 3 turns in a row. And then on the final round, I had really nothing to kill these Centurions, so it was like I charged these Poxwalkers over here to hold this objective for ground control and get 2 points. So what were your thoughts of the game, man?
Oh, man, it was an amazing game. I was actually nervous for a while because that sorcerer back there did so much freaking work. Like, he took down Engineers, took down a Thunderfire Cannon, took down another Intercessor squad that came in. The Obliterators were huge. Like, they picked up 2 Scent squads right off the bat as soon as they came in. Came back around, picked up another Scent squad. I was like, what in the world's going on? But eventually, ran out of CP. I was able to pick those guys up. And once that fell, Demon Prince fell, that's when it was kind of, that's when the tides had turned. But amazing game, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
Fought real good. Yeah.
So we'll go to lunch, let people judge armies, and I'll get back to you guys on game 2. Okay, so game 2, I am defending against my buddy Willie. Hi, Willie. I got him on camera that time. So he's playing Magnus and Morty and stuff, and I am playing the Pox Blob. These guys are off the table. So he is going first, and I'll come back in the middle of the game. So the end of the game, the mighty Poxwalkers beat their Primarch. So basically what happened, I was able to get Death Hex off thanks to the +2 to cast over here. Got it off, hit Magnus.
And yeah, Melted Magnus turn 1. He sent Mortarion up, basically did the exact same thing, but at that point he had the Obliterators down. He picked up all my PBCs at that point. I had enough CP to conceal my Obliterators behind the Poxwalkers and basically just ground out the game, at which point he basically had just 2 C-Beam Contemptors in the back, and that was it. So this was his priority objective. So basically I just warp timed the dude, the Jump Lord over here, charged in there, killed the dudes, placed them in a position that way that C-Beam couldn't see him, and this C-Beam was actually out of range. So, and it was a good game. So, Willie, you want to get the handshake at least?
Yeah.
Good.
That was bad.
Good.
Try again.
Okay, we'll try again. Good game, man. Did you want to talk about your thoughts, or? I know. I got Death Hex off. That's what happened. All right. So on to the next game. Okay.
Pay 1 CP for the Assault Guys and Deep Strike, so I'm at 10.
Okay. So he's down to 10. So game number 3. I am the attacker this time. So it is against my buddy Matt. Hi, Matt. And his Raven Guard. And so he's deployed like that. I've deployed like this. He's got guys in Deep Strike. I got guys in Deep Strike. So I'll come back in the middle of the game and show you guys where we're at. Yeah. So the end of the game, Matt basically tabled me. Kind of a critical thing happened. I forgot about Auspex Scan. Completely forgot about it. Deep struck the Obliterators here, and he picked them up with the Centurions. So live and learn, right? But the dude over there, the Sorcerer, did really well picking up a bunch of stuff over there. So in the end, if you can't kill Centurions before they get to you, you lose. That's as simple as that. So what do you think of the game, buddy? Yeah, he won. He doesn't care other than that. So yeah, I'll do the after action report, and yeah, that's it. Hey Heretics, so I hope you greatly enjoyed this battle report. Now, sorry I'm holding the mic in my hand this time. Now, one thing to note is that, as a matter of fact, I filmed the end of this and posted the video, so I want to send an apology out to everybody. I guess I had forgotten to either hook up the mic or I had forgotten to press record, but so the last 15-20 minutes of the original video ended up having absolutely no sound. So this being about a month after I had gone to this RTT, I'm going to go ahead and try to I guess cobble together a good ending to it. Now, I always want to go ahead and give a shout out and a thank you to the venue. So thanks to Maelstrom Games and Hobbies for running the event. It was a lot of fun, and before this whole coronavirus thing happened, it's actually the last event I went to. So yeah, hopefully I get to some more here in the future. So overall, my thoughts on the event. So the event was well run. Dave did a lot better job than his predecessor. There you go. Then his predecessor running an event. The awards and everything were a lot of fun, and it seemed like people genuinely enjoyed themselves a lot more than the last event I went there, which was that GT I went to. So good job, buddy, and I do look forward to coming out again to another event out there. Overall, so I am a little salty that I lost out on Best Painted to my buddy Josh. He earned it. He had a much nicer display board. I do feel like the display board thing was a little too weighted, but that's just me. So as a matter of fact, because of this, I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and redo my display board because yeah, we'll see. We'll see who's Best Painted, Josh. Got you, buddy. But beyond that, so the 3 games that I played were a lot of fun. So I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the list as a whole. The list as a whole, I greatly enjoyed. As a matter of fact, I did end up playing it in more battle reports after this. Actually, one of them should be coming to you guys very shortly. And it's something that I definitely want to tweak. There's some things that I really didn't like. I did not like the Terminator Lord. He just felt like a waste of points. Like, he just dropped in with the Obliterators, and I really felt like I could have done better with just like a normal jump pack Lord. It's a few more points, a little less survivable, but overall I think he would have been a lot better of a choice. Necrosius, I have a bad time with things where you re-roll ones unless it's like ones to hit, because when you have a 33% chance of getting off your Feel No Pain and a 16% chance of any of those being ones that you re-roll into a 5, I actually found that the value added from the re-rolling the Feel No Pain part of that was very, very bad. And so I feel like he wasn't like a great fit into the list. The rest of the list I absolutely loved. I absolutely loved the Terminator Lord dropping in and dropping his big bombs. I love the Claw Lord. I absolutely love that dude. He's just a missile that you can send across the field. I love PBCs. You guys know my thoughts on PBCs. They're just the bee's knees. Probably my favorite tank in the game. So and they're good. As a whole, the list definitely struggled on killing something first turn. That's where I feel like the PVCs are kind of critical in this list, especially if it's a list like if I'm facing against somebody like a gunline that really wants to keep away from me. Because usually my first turn, maybe even to the second turn, is just me positioning things and getting forward, using warp time to move up Poxwalkers and stuff like that. And then, biding my time for the obliterators and things like that to come in. But PVCs are great at that. They're great at, they can pick up a Thunderfire Cannon. They can usually pick up a 5-man squad of, like, scouts or eliminators or something like that. So, usually they're great at picking up that first kill. And then they're incredibly sturdy. So, because there's no other great options for my opponent to shoot at, usually all the heavy weapons are going to go out of PVC, and I'm fine with that. I am perfectly fine with some heavy weapons shooting at a PVC. As a matter of fact, I prefer them doing that than trying to pick up more Poxwalkers, because Poxwalkers are pretty critical in this list. I do feel like I want to kind of switch around the way the Poxwalkers are. I feel like a couple of larger squads and one smaller squad would have been better. And I did feel a little CP starved. The Obliterators definitely soaked up a lot of CP. So, but I didn't really need CP for anything else, so it was pretty good. I had enough room to do a few rerolls here or there, and usually the Obliterators just had to do their thing once, and that was about it. So overall, greatly enjoyed the list. I do look forward to tweaking it and playing with it some more. Now on to the games. Game 1 against Jeremy was amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm glad that I finally got to play him. A 25-30 loss. This was the old school Iron Hands pre-nerf, and this was also the old school missions. Or no, we were playing the new missions. Weren't we? Maybe not. Anyways, it was a great game, incredibly close. A 25-30 loss. That is not bad at all. That's a really close loss, right? And where I felt like the game kind of started slipping away from me was basically when those Centurions got into my back lines, and he started making all of his saves, and I just couldn't kill them before they started touching PBCs and picking up on my backline units. Also, I feel like maybe because I charged Typhus into a 3-man squad of Centurions, and I was like, oh, well, on average, he should probably kill 1, maybe 2 of these guys, and, especially when they were missing the 5 of Feel No Pain, and I ended up only wounding 1. So, dice were not on my side there. That was even with, I had like wounded 4 times. He just made that many saves. So, it wasn't my game, at that point. So, but it was a great game, real close, really close fought. And, considering I had no practice with this list before this, I'll take that as good. It was a good sign. So thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for the game. It was a lot of fun. Game 2 against my buddy Willie. So that game, the reason why I feel like it went sideways is the fact that he just sent Mortarion and Magnus at me piecemeal. Had he sent them, held them back and then brought them at me turn 2 along with the Obliterators, I feel like he might have had a very, very good chance at taking that game from me. Because at which point I would have had to deal with 2 Briar Marks and the Obliterators. But as it was, because he wanted to get that first turn kill, and he wanted to, I don't know what he was thinking, but when he sent Magnus all in on me, then that was like my key, like, hey, I can do this, I can kill him. And at that point, because I can get a Death Hex with plus a bazillion to cast, once that Death Hex went off, that was that. And the Claw Lord went in and scooped up Magnus. I think he took like 12 wounds or something off of him. So, he did a lot of damage. So go Claw Lord. Claw Lord's the bomb. But yeah, that's kind of where that game went sideways. I do have a newfound respect for C-Beam Contemptors, though, because they are such long range. Those guys were doing a lot of damage. I've never actually faced them, and that was the first time, and 2 of them scattered out like they were, especially against my list, because I had to move so far forward to actually get in range with even the PVCs. they were actually doing a lot of damage to some Poxwalkers. So newfound respect there, and yeah, might have to build me one or two of those guys. So, but other than that, good game, Willie. I'm sorry, that's 2 for 2 for me, and I feel bad, but hey, man. Let me know if you need help with chaos. I've actually since let him know, hey, if you need any help with chaos list, let me know, and I'm all down for it. So, and then game 3 against Matt. So Matt, it's always hard fought. Now I've only beaten him once, and usually we face each other at a top table somewhere. So this was no exception, right? As a matter of fact, I was up towards pretty much at the top of the 1-1 bracket, and coming up against Matt, and I felt super solid in this game. I felt like my game plan was amazing. I felt really, really confident going into this, and especially after that first turn, the way that it went, I was like, yeah, man, I can do this. I really got this. And then I decided that I would forget what Aspect Scan does and be a complete dummy and just get incredibly bloodthirsty and just go for broke, which ended up losing me the game ultimately. Had I not deep struck within 12 inches of those Devastator Centurions, they most assuredly would have died. Really, in hindsight, looking back, which, hindsight's always 50-50, but I should have deep struck the Obliterators on the second floor of that left-hand middle L ruin. And so what that would have done is, essentially, because of the way the Poxwalkers and everything were, it would have pushed out his whole army away from the Obliterators. And what I would have been able to do is basically double tap the Obliterators, hopefully scoop up the Devastator Centurions. I did not need to put the Sorcerer in the back there. I was going all bloodthirsty because I was like, I saw a hole, put him there. I can pick up an HQ, which I picked up the Smash Lord, right? The Smash Captain. I was like, I can go for the Lieutenant. I can go for all these things. I shouldn't have. I should have really held myself back. I should have held myself in check. I should have put the Obliterators on the one side, the Sorcerer on the other side. Went ahead, cast my spells. I would have most likely killed most of the Centurions that were out there, or heavily depleted them to the point where they wouldn't have really been able to deal with the Obliterators. Yeah, his Smash Captain probably would have came in and probably killed an Obliterator or two, which I would have completely 100% traded for that, because at which point I could have Aspect scanned his Centurions coming in, because I guarantee you they would have been coming at the Blitz, and yeah, but me doing that pretty much through the game. I got way too confident, so Matt definitely won the game. Yeah, and it is what it is. I can be salty about him not reminding me about Aspect Scan, but he's a good opponent, so he used it against me. So there you go. But it was a good game, Matt. So look forward to maybe a rematch at some point. We don't actually get to play very often. He rarely comes to the store. Usually he just goes to tournaments, and that's when you see Matt. So but yeah, overall had a lot of fun. Really can't wait to put this list on the table again. Once again, sorry that pretty much I posted this video, put it out there. Now I did have pre-releases out there, so I wish you guys would have warned me before I had filmed this, but it's all good. Not everybody. So if you are interested, patrons actually get access to my weekly video a week early, so they're always a week ahead of everybody else. So you guys can, if you guys join the Patreon, it's a $10 or more benefit for patrons out there. And even as little as $1, so you guys can check us out. It's down there. That's the patron right there. You can also check us out on Discord. We've actually had a huge influx of people on Discord, which is amazing. And then check us out on Facebook, because that's where you guys will get the newest, greatest videos here on Heretic Wargaming. But that being said, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night and go ahead and get this recompiled and out to you guys. So I hope you guys will join me again here on Heretic Wargaming.